Today, we are talking about one of the most common prescriptions on the planet, a drug that is, no joke, a powerhouse in medicine, furosemide. It's a tiny little pill that does a massive, massive job.
And really, its whole purpose boils down to this single question. When your body is literally drowning from the inside out, how in the world do you turn that tide? Well, that's the exact problem furosemide was built to solve. So, to get it, we first have to understand the flood.
So yeah, let's start with the problem itself. Why would your body ever get so overwhelmed with its own fluid that it needs to be bailed out?
Well, the medical term for this situation is edema. It's what happens when fluid gets trapped in your tissues instead of circulating like it should. The best way to think about it is like your body's internal plumbing has a major backup. And this isn't just uncomfortable, it causes swelling, makes you short of breath, and puts a huge strain on your entire system.
And this kind of fluid overload is a sign of some really serious conditions. For example, with congestive heart failure, the heart is too weak to pump properly, so fluid backs right up into the lungs and legs. In liver cirrhosis, that fluid can pool in the abdomen, and with certain kidney diseases, the body's entire filtering and fluid balance system just goes completely haywire.
So, you've got a body in crisis. You need a powerful tool to step in and fix things, and that's where furosemide comes in, often known by its nickname, the water pill.
Now, its official name is a loop diuretic. I know, that sounds super technical, but the name is actually a perfect clue to how it works and where it works. Its entire job is to go to one very specific part of your kidney and force your body to finally let go of all that extra salt and water it's desperately holding on to.
So how does it actually do that? Well, it pulls off this brilliant little act of biological sabotage deep inside your kidneys.
You know, your kidneys are working 24/7, filtering your blood, deciding what to keep and what to toss out. It is an unbelievably precise balancing act, and furosemide knows exactly where to hit it.
Okay, so here's the play-by-play. Your kidney has these special channels, let's call them salt gates, that pull salt out of your urine and back into your body to keep things balanced. Furosemide travels to one of the most important of these gates, a transporter called NKCC2, and it just jams it shut. It blocks it completely. Now, with that gate blocked, all that salt is trapped in the urine. And here is the magic trick. Where salt goes, water follows. That trapped salt acts like a powerful magnet, pulling tons and tons of excess water out of your body with it.
And we are not talking about a small effect here. By blocking that one gate, furosemide stops the reabsorption of up to a quarter of all the salt your kidney filters. That is a massive intervention, and that is why this drug is so incredibly potent.
But here's the thing. Anytime you interfere with the body's systems that powerfully, you're going to have some risks. You simply can't force that much fluid and salt out of the body without creating some potential problems.
Furosemide is the classic double-edged sword. On one side, it's an absolute lifesaver. It can relieve that awful shortness of breath, get rid of dangerous swelling, and even help lower high blood pressure. But on the other side, it can easily cause dehydration, and maybe most importantly, it can throw your body's vital electrolytes completely out of balance.
And this, right here, is the #1 thing doctors worry about. As all that water and salt rushes out, other critical minerals get flushed out right along with it. The biggest concern is dangerously low potassium, which is called hypokalemia, but you can also lose way too much sodium, magnesium, and calcium.
And this is no small thing. To quote the source material directly, low potassium is a major concern, as it can cause serious heart rhythm abnormalities. We're talking about the rhythm of your heart here. This is why anyone on this drug has to be monitored so carefully.
And here's a surprising one. A rare but serious side effect, usually with high doses given by IV, is something called ototoxicity. It's potential hearing damage. It turns out the same kind of salt gate that furosemide blocks in the kidney also exists in our inner ear. Messing with it there can disrupt the fluid balance that's essential for hearing.
So, when you put all this together, it's clear you have to use furosemide with a huge amount of respect for its power. Let's look at what it takes to use it safely and wisely.
First off, this drug is a sprinter, not a marathon runner. If you get it through an IV in the hospital, it starts working in just 5 minutes. Even as a pill, it gets going in under an hour. But the effect is mostly gone after about 6 hours. That's why people are always told to take it in the morning, right? So they're not up all night running to the bathroom.
Okay, this next part is absolutely critical. Drug interactions. Something as common as ibuprofen can actually make furosemide work less effectively. And if you combine it with other drugs, like digoxin for the heart or certain antibiotics, the risk of serious damage to your heart, kidneys, or even your hearing can skyrocket. This is why you have to tell your doctor about every single thing you take, no exceptions.
Because of all this, furosemide is definitely not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of medication. Patients need constant monitoring. They'll check their weight every day to track fluid loss. They'll watch blood pressure to make sure it doesn't drop too low. And they'll need regular blood tests to check on the kidneys and, most importantly, to keep a close eye on those electrolyte levels.
So in the end, furosemide is just amazing. It's this incredibly targeted, powerful tool that saves lives by intervening in one specific biological process. But it's also this stark reminder of just how delicate our body's chemical balance truly is. It shows that wielding great power requires great care. And it really makes you think, doesn't it? What does this constant balancing act between benefit and risk teach us about the incredible power and the incredible responsibility of all modern medicine?